Now, I can't comment too much upon anything other than just MOBA standard commentary on the... oh, wow, I'm almost dead. Hang on, I will... No, oh, damn it! I didn't even see her there. Alright, well, I was gonna return to base and heal, but... oh, well! Anyway, well, I was saying anyway, now I've got 37 seconds to say, that, I can't really yet comment much upon the breadth of strategy in this game because I just don't have enough experience with it, but I can see that, like other MOBAs, there does seem to be a pretty stout and pretty deep level of skill and understanding that one can develop with this game. It seems like there's a really, really high skill ceiling here that I've barely even scratched any amount of the surface of. Not of the ceiling, mind you, just... I'm opened the door into a massive domed room that I can barely see the ceiling of, is what I'm trying to say and to illustrate. But I'm trying to halfway focus on commentary and halfway on the game, so they're both lacking for the split of concentration, and for that I apologize, but that's the nature of watching Let's Players like myself, which if you are consuming this form of medium, you already know. Hopefully. Alright, let's see here. Oh, that's a lot, and there's a player character in there. This is bad. No, get away. No. You're Poseidon. Poseidon is scary. Get away. Get away. Don't kill me, bruh. Fine, I will claw your face off. Yay, minion, protect me. Rage mode. Oh, wow. That was almost a one-shot. Ouch. Alright. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you or get in your way. Oh, my. Alright, so... alright, gauging how the match is going thus far. It's been about, what, 20 minutes, I think, since I started this video. So I warned you guys, this could get a bit longer than the first one. Looks like both sides have lost all towers. Phoenix is still... wait, no, ours is dead. Uh-oh. I didn't realize he died. That's not good. Oh, and they are now rushing our Titan. That's not good. That's not good. Alright, we may lose this. But oh well. So I guess since it looks like we may be about to lose. Ooh. Rower! Oh, I missed. He retreated in time. Since it looks like we may be getting close to the end here, I'll start to get to my conclusionary thoughts. Some that I haven't really mentioned much of yet. I really, really like the art style of this game. It is colorful, it is not overly detailed, it's not particularly gritty, it's easy to look at. It is also very easy to distinguish what is what and who is who. Conveniently, my guys wear green, theirs wear orange. Ooh, when did we get terracotta allies? That's cool. I like that. Somebody must have gotten that from, like, a little mob reward or something. Or maybe that's a player ability, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's cool. Rower! Ooh, triple kill. Very cool. Alright, anyway. So I like the art style. It's approachable, it's pretty. It's not quite cel-shaded, but parts of it almost look like it. Like the environments almost look cel-shaded, but not quite. So do the backgrounds. But, ooh, they've got flaming swords. That must be because they killed our Phoenix. Not cool. I mean, it's cool, but not for me. Get away. Get away. I have no idea how scared I should be of them, so I'm defaulting to horrified. Unless I do that, in which case, not so much. Ooh. I like the volcano-y background back there. That's cool looking. I should also note that the sound design is also pretty good. The music is a little on the bland side. Except for the menu music. That, it had kind of an Egyptian feel to it. That music I liked. But so far the in-game music isn't impressing me over much. The voice acting is hit and miss. Some of the gods, kind of like with Dota, they sound really lame and overdone. Others sound really cool. So, hit and miss there. I haven't yet checked whether or not you can turn off unit speech or the narrator or anything, or the announcer, I suppose I should say. I assume you can. I'd be kind of surprised if you couldn't, but I just haven't looked to see if that's a thing yet. So, come to think of it, since... oh, there they come. Alright, I'm gonna get behind you guys, and... oh no! No! Okay, you missed. Oh well. So we lost. That's a bummer. But I actually enjoyed that. And in terms of nothing else but first impressions, this has had, at least when I finally got to a match, a much better worshippers gained. I don't know what that means. I guess that's kind of part of my experience. I don't know what I can use that for. Maybe that's like an in-game currency or something. I don't know. In that case, that'd be really cool if you could build up in-game currency and unlock gods that way. That way real money doesn't have to factor into it if you play enough of the game to invest yourself into that. That could be really cool. I have no idea if that's the case. I'm just pure conjecture there. But anyway, I am leaving my first match here that I've played in full with a much better feeling about this game and a much better first impression of it than I did of, say, Dota 2. Now, before the Flame Wars begin, that is not me saying that this is a better game, because I haven't played enough of it yet to say one way or another whether it is a better game. I'm simply saying I, personally, Mr. Black, have enjoyed this more. So if nothing else, it caters a little bit more to my personal preferences in gaming. Before I swap, why was I even going to say that? Before I cut this video, maybe wrap is what I was going for, I want to try and access the store here. Alright, so promotion, obviously I don't have one of those. You can change your game name, that's cool. Purchase gems, what does that do? Purchase bundles, get all gods for 30 bucks. Alright, that's not terribly bad, considering I think there's about that many gods, so that's about $1 each. That's pretty good as far as paid content goes. It's not near so bad as the like $10, $15 as some paid content stores get. I don't know how far these gems go in terms of how many you need to spend to buy something, but 50 bucks for 3,500 gems or 8 bucks for 400. Oh, here we go. It actually tells you. 14 bucks, enough to purchase 4 gods. So that's about... I'm terrible at math. Oh my god. 4. Okay, so that's like what? 3 bucks? Something like a little more than 3 bucks. Like 350. 350 per god. Okay, so never mind. I don't know why. Okay, all right, never mind. That obviously is the best deal because this breaks down to a little more than 3 bucks per god. And this is actually giving it to you at almost $1 per god. So that's actually is a pretty good deal. And I don't necessarily blame them for putting a really good deal on a fairly expensive thing like this to bundle things together. So I criticize it a little bit because it is expensive, but for the amount of content you'll actually get out of that, that's not too bad a deal. Now, what I want to look at now is what these gems are used for. If it's only for gods, like if it's only for gods, why would you get this? Because it's 50 bucks and not this, which gets you all of them. And all future gods. Like, oh, okay, because this is a limited time offer. Alright. Now it makes more sense. I would simply ask why they're leaving this up if this is here. I guess it's to trap those that are dumb enough to click on this while this deal is available. Whatever. Where can I spend these gems? That's what I want to know. Is it... gods, profile, no. Guides, no. TV, no. Although I do want to poke around in that. What's in the TV? Okay, cool. So this is actually a bit like... okay, there are no featured streams up here. Broadcasting. I know they have a deal with Twitch, so they feature a lot of daily Twitch streams. Oh, okay, so this screen is for those that want to broadcast to Twitch. So you can... yeah, okay, so you rank up in tiers here based on how much Twitch streaming you do. So they're actually providing some cool little incentives here by way of kind of bragging rights by these tiers. I don't know if they functionally do anything, but it's kind of cool, I guess. They may prioritize you in the feeds, which don't seem to be live right now. There's nobody doing this. So I like the fact that they're trying to involve more of the online community. They're trying to provide for not just players, but also spectators. I like the fact that a lot of MOBAs, like Dota, even as much as I criticized that game, I really appreciate the sort of precedent that it set by really trying to expand the audience of consumption for MOBAs, expanding beyond players to even those that don't necessarily want to play the game but don't mind watching it, the same way that sports do. I don't want to go out and get slammed all day by a bunch of guys in tights and pads playing football. Football's just not my game, but occasionally I don't mind watching it. So I can't be the only one who might have that same sort of thought process about video games, because they can be just as entertaining, especially when it looks as cool as this does, with such a cool art style, with fancy explosions and particle effects and everything. So I like the fact that that's kind of a growing trend. And then this, not quite so smoothly, but then again, this is still supposedly in beta, so they may just be ironing out the kinks and getting the background infrastructure of the functionality of Twitch streaming and features and everything working. But I like the fact that they're trying to go that route, and going through Twitch I think is a strong choice to really bring in a strong audience of not just broadcasters and players, but also viewers. And that really benefits everybody. And you could also then, I would theorize, eventually, if you become a very entertaining personality and a very good player, you could probably actually have a small niche of people that could play Smite for a living based upon the proceeds of their Twitch ad revenue. And that's a really cool thing, because now you could actually have self-made, I won't call them professional athletes because they're not, but professional gamers, the same way that professional athletes are. Because I'll be the one to say it, I'm a cynic, and you guys that follow me, I assume you love me for that. Most professional athletes, especially in competitive sports that are team sports, most of those are grown men playing children's games and making millions of dollars for it. Let's be honest about that. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a thing, and it's a thing that I will always say. We do need entertainment. Do not take that as my disparaging professional sports entertainers, but I will call them what they are. But as much as I may tongue-in-cheek kind of poke fun at them for that, I like the fact that this is kind of allowing for MOBA players. I'll try to get to a more interesting screen to look at, guys. Sorry. I realized I was just leaving it on a blank screen. I like the fact that this is allowing for MOBA players to kind of do that themselves. And, oh yes, I saw this in the tutorial. This is the character builder mode, I think. What is this? Yes, guides, okay. Where? How do I change? Okay, here we go. Yes, all right. So you can actually play around if you get to a point where you're comfortable enough to decide your own items and abilities for your characters, what stage you want to get them in, what order you want to start getting them in. You can actually set up different builds in this to really test out what works, because it'll actually start to break down the stats for you here. And you can then save those, and I would guess, yeah, here we go, use for auto level. I don't know how many of these sort of sets it'll let you save. I haven't played around with it at all. I just know that it's here. But that's really cool, and that's something that, to my knowledge, which is limited, I completely admit, of other MOBAs, I think this here is a feature that is unique to this game thus far. If I'm wrong, please say so. But so far, I don't remember any other game doing that. And that's really, really cool, because it takes a lot of that stress of the in the moment, oh crap, what was I gonna do? I'm getting attacked, oh no! Confusion out of it. It lets you just be like, okay, this is what I think would work. Let's just turn on auto level, and we'll see how it goes in that match. It makes it much less stressful, makes it much more approachable. And I know I keep using the word approachable, but it's so applicable here, and it's something that I can't really say about other MOBAs. Most of them, by design, and of course also in their community, are very unapproachable. They're unabashedly difficult to even grasp the basic concepts of, and difficult to get the idea of what should you do when. And I don't necessarily like that. This is doing that at all stages of gameplay, from what I can see thus far. Again, some people have said that I don't necessarily address in my first 15 videos enough that these are just first impressions. I thought it was kind of self-evident because it's called the first 15, which of course is insinuating, or rather inferring, that this is the first 15 minutes of my time with the game, and I also always post in the descriptions of First 15s what I mean by this, that this is a first impressions video. But for the record, I am speaking with almost no authority, just the most cursory of observational knowledge here about this game. But it seems, so far, like this is very approachable at a beginner's level, and also when you start getting comfortable enough to deviate from the set equipment and ability progression lines that it provides for you to begin with, and you're ready to start branching out and trying new things, that it even makes the trying out of new things more approachable with features like this. So really there isn't a whole lot more I can say about this game. I can't seem to find where one spends those gems. It doesn't seem to be here in the store, because that just brings this up. So this can only lead me to believe now that gems are used to buy gods. It may be used for cosmetic items, which I believe thus far are the only paid content items other than gods available. I can't make that claim with 100% certainty, but I believe from what little I saw of this on the game's website that that's the case, that the only paid items in the game are not functional, they will not provide stat boosts, they are purely cosmetic, and that I am 100% okay with. I in fact strongly encourage that kind of paid content model. Because I don't like for any amount of paid content to unbalance a game, but I'm completely fine with it letting players customize their experience. It should be reasonably priced, but I'm even begrudgingly okay with over-expensive cosmetic items if it means they don't unbalance the game, because they're purely cosmetic. So other than the gods, I think that's the case here, and it's not giving me any indication otherwise, because I can't even see the cosmetic items here, and I don't know how... Here we go. Aha, there we are. Alright. I'm assuming, because it's got the buy now thing, can I do that from within this browser? Yes, I can! Alright, I don't know how I got to that. So never mind! Alright. Let's see, voice. Alright, I can't seem to buy more announcers like I could with Dota. But this is allowing for me to actually look at other gods here. So, let's look at some of these others here, shall we? Alright. Thus far, each of the ones I've clicked on seem to be 200 gems. I hope that they are all the same price. Let's just start clicking on more of them. If any of them are more expensive than others, that's going to really make me nervous. So far, it does not seem to be the case, though. Alright, so I've clicked on like 10 gods now. They're all 200 gems. That's cool! And I don't think you gain gems through gameplay. I think that's purely a paid currency. But I'm curious what this is, because it looks like it's right next to the cost here. What that is. Yeah, here we go. Purchase. What is that? Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Yes! Yes! Alright! That excites me. Sorry, guys. I didn't announce what I just saw. Down here. Favor. That, if I remember correctly, is something that I got after the end of the match. I already have some here, apparently, 689. I didn't pay attention to how much I got at the end of the match, but if you can buy any of these gods, or hopefully even cosmetic items, but just gods will suffice entirely, in my opinion. Like I said before, I'm completely okay with cosmetic being just paid only, but it'd be nice if you could get them with this as well, but that's just it. Anyway, if you can unlock any of these gods via this favor currency, which, let's see, are they all the same amount? 5,500? No. Why is he cheaper? Alright, so they seem to be alternating between 5,500 and 1,500. I don't know why some would be cheaper than others. Geb here is apparently a new god. Whoa, 11,000. Alright, that makes me wonder. I really like the fact that you can buy them with in-game currency, that you can earn your way into them without ever having to spend a cent on the game. I love that. I applaud that. More games need to do that. But I wonder now why some are more expensive than others. Now, it may be that some of these are, well, no, I'm not even going to speculate because I don't want to give any of you guys the wrong idea. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know enough about this game to comment on that. But I question it. I really, really question it. Why are... Please answer me, guys. If you know, if you've played this game, if you know enough about Smite to confidently comment upon this, please, I want to know. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, because of course a lot of my viewers are probably going to be seeing this game for the first time. So please, enlighten all of us. Why are some of these gods more expensive, favor-wise, than others? Because that seems to indicate to me that there may be some incentive to want to get some over others. And what that incentive could be, beyond, oh, he's cooler than somebody, I don't know, other than, oh, they're better than somebody else. And that's not okay. Now, like I said, these do all rotate. Well, I can't even necessarily claim with any confidence that they all rotate, but I think they all rotate in and out of the free playable list. But I don't know if some are exempt from that or not. Ugh. Oh, dear God. Who the hell are you? Okay. Anyway, well, that's enough about that. I honestly, I don't know enough about this yet to earnestly criticize it for having inconsistent costs for these. It may just be that Geb here is more expensive due to the novelty of the fact that he's brand new. Given that they're not necessarily receiving any money, and by they I mean Hi-Rez, from favor buys, I don't see why that would be the case, because that's not really capitalizing money-wise upon something that there will be more demand for because he's new, because they're not getting anything for that. So I don't know what the decision-making process is there. It may just be to prevent so many people from getting him that there's just a flood of Gebs of people trying out the novelty of the new character. But that's really the best educated guess I can make. Again, I want to try to avoid unwarranted conjecture. That's just as much as I'm willing to get into about that. So, conclusionary note here. I do like the fact that this does... Let's get to somebody a little more interesting, at least in my opinion. No, not Apollo. We all learned about you. We all read, and whatever her faces was, mythology in high school. And we thus resent you. Alright, Tyr. Here we go. Somebody cool. God View, of course, shows you the model here. And wait a minute, were those? Ooh, you can even preview the other skins. I didn't notice that before. That's pretty cool. He looks like a pally. Alrighty. Well, anyway, overview-wise, pardon me, you get a brief rundown of what they're about here. You can get the description of what abilities, pardon me, do. History-wise, okay, this shows you your experience with the character. Items, these are the recommended items. I'm assuming these are the default auto-level progressions. Lore-wise, I like the fact that this actually includes a little bit of this. I don't know, I haven't read much of any of these to be able to validate whether or not these lore blurbs here are true to life historical blurbs about where the origins of these gods come from, or if this is the in-lore game lore for them. So, if you will permit me a little bit... Oh, here we go. Worshippers. I don't know what these are for, so let's see here. Worshippers are acquired by being victorious in battle. For every match you win with a god, you earn worshippers for it. You gain mastery levels for worshippers that you acquire. For every god you get to mastery level 1, you gain a player mastery level. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just prestige. Bragging rights, I suppose. Anyway, permit me a moment to read some of this aloud. I don't know how many of you guys will be interested in it, but I want to, because I am fairly familiar, because my girlfriend is Norwegian, with Norse mythology, I want to see whether or not these are in-lore blurbs or whether they are fictional blurbs. So let's see here. Mortals must rely upon the wisdom of the gods, but never forget they are fallible. They can be petty, churlish, and worst of all, wrong. What are the consequences for the mistakes? They should have slain the wolf beast Fenrir, but they chose instead to bind him. Despite the warnings and prophecies, he would tear Odin apart at Ragnarok, they misspelled Ragnarok, and devour the earth and sky, and they did not end Loki's son. Oh good, they got that right. Now Terra roams free. It is unknown how, but Fenrir is unbound. Alright, well just from that little, I won't read the whole thing, there's a lot there. Just from that little blurb, it seems like they're dipping their toes into both real-world mythology and stories, and then basically saying, I don't know why they're fighting, but they're doing it. I assume they'll probably do something similar with all of these. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Hopefully this will spur a little bit more interest in some people in mythology, because there have even been some games that are much older than this, but like this. Like for the character Guan Yu here. I would never have known who this guy was if I didn't originally play Dynasty Warriors. But because of that game, I became very interested in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of Chinese history. I know a lot of that is completely romanticized and fictionalized to make it sound a lot more grandiose than it was. I know that. But at the same time, I never would have even gained that knowledge if it weren't for the fact that playing that game and becoming interested in characters like this made me want to seek that knowledge out. So never underestimate the potential of games to spur interest in more scholarly pursuits in people. So on a positive note like that, I will say that that's probably all I can really earnestly comment upon with this game. As much as I actually enjoyed it, I will probably play more of it. I want to get to know how balanced this game is. I want to assuage myself or condemn myself to the knowledge of whatever the case may be regarding its game balance. I hope it ends up being the awesome answer to Dota and the issues that I had with it that it seems like it will be. But I can't say yet whether or not it is. I really hope so. So I will probably play more of this, and if I do play enough of it to warrant a review that I can feel that I can bring forward in good conscience, I will most certainly do that. That was specifically what was requested of me by whatever user, I'm sorry, I forget your name, pardon me, that asked me to play this game. They specifically asked me for a review of it, but you have to know, reviewing a MOBA is like reviewing an MMO. You have to put all kinds of time into it. I am vehemently against those that say that you have to put 100+ hours into any MOBA or MMO to have any authority to speak about it whatsoever. You are wrong, because I haven't even put any more than a couple hundred hours into friggin' Skyrim, and I've played that game more than any other game that exists. You can get the basic gist of a game inside of a few hours, inside of a few matches. You can get an advanced gist of a game within a few days worth of in-game time. Sure, you will not be a master of that game by any means, but you don't necessarily have to reach the end to see it from where you are. And if you can see the end, you can at least comment on it. So that's my answer to those that say, well, you don't have any business talking about this until you put in 1,000 hours. No. I have all the business in the world to it. Your opinion is biased. You only put as much time into that game as you did because you enjoy it so much. Therefore, your defense of that game, I cannot take seriously as unbiased, because if you put that much time into it, you obviously enjoy it, and I don't necessarily fault you for that, but I can't take you 100% seriously as a responsive critic to my work addressing a game like this. So, I wanted to end on a high note. I'm sorry. I don't know where that rant came from. I've just been really wanting to answer on the Dota 2 review for a while. So I'm sorry if that colored some of my commentary here. But again, I will be answering it, and I will be a little bit more lenient on that game. But I'm not here to talk about that game. Anyway, I will probably play enough of this to warrant a review, but don't expect it anytime soon. Because, like I said, I can't in good conscience play this without at least putting 30-40 hours into it to get a better grasp upon the game. And as busy as I am with other things, First 15s, mod spotlights, the new Reading from the Elder Scrolls series that I'm going to be starting up, I don't have that kind of time. I'm going to get maybe an hour, maybe one match a day in on this, if I'm even inclined to play it. So, like I said, it'll be quite a while before I get enough experience under my belt to play this. But I will hope to eventually do that. So, I'm going to shut up. I've been rambling. I know it. You know it. So, for the both of our sakes, I'm going to wrap this video here. So thank you guys for watching. This has been round 2 or 3, whatever the case may be, depending on how long this video got. I don't know. I've been kind of going off on a tangent here. But again, I warned you. So thank you for joining me for whatever round we are on for Smite by Hi-Rez Studios. I am Mr. Black. This is Last Level Press, and I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.